Hey, what is going on, SMT Nation? It's your boy, the SMT. We've got a huge quarter from T-Mobile. I've got everything for you, all the numbers, all the metrics, the financials, the wireless performance, the all the metrics, all the commentary from the big executive wigs over at T-Mobile. Let's take a look at how they did for Q3 2021, Q3 2020 as we move in to 2021. We've got one more quarter left this year. This is momentum that's going to swing through the next year. And I think we got a lot of positive vibes from the executive team over at T-Mobile. So Eugene, a.k.a. Little Sweater Vest, a.k.a. Sweaty Armpits, came out of the house finally. He did the earnings report. All right, T-Mobile Q3 2020 earnings call. So they came out with heavy promotions, advertising the product, line switching, Project 10 million. One of the ads was targeting the 55-plus crowd, the iPhone 11 promos, iPhone 11s on us, and all of that stuff. Basically, if you're an investor, if you're a customer, you're a shareholder, maybe your perspective within those areas, this was something that you probably wanted to see. Obviously, the new T-Mobile is a new company that's got this, merged synergy energy built around it. It's a full-blown new T-Mobile now, as you got this Sprint and T-Mobile synergy integration pretty much in full swing. It's really been about the network. It's been about the retail side, customer scaling. There's all types of things that have been happening lately with the company that are involved with mergers, layoffs, demotions, store closings, the pandemic, outages, all those negative things. But, really, they were able to show some pretty positive numbers. So, according to Eugene, a.k.a. Mike Sievert, they had the biggest subscriber growth in the history of the company, more than AT&T and Verizon combined. These are all quotes from him. That's all I'm saying. All right, passing and extending beyond AT&T last quarter, this kind of creating a bigger lead. He did say, go on to say that it was the best churn rate ever. The ARPU is up. All their financial numbers and metrics are up. The CapEx has been extended and increased. They're increasing the guidance and the cash flow moving forward. Profitability is way up. A lot of positive momentum appears to be there. Synergies are paying out well. Their operating synergies from quarter three is estimated at $600 million in total. They are looking to exceed $1 billion for the year. Of those, I'm going to go ahead and switch slides. You guys can kind of see here those numbers. Go ahead and pause it if you like. But here we'll take a look at this particular metric as well. I'm trying to keep the my camera angle out of it, so I'll rotate it for you guys to see. So actually, I'll move myself down here to kind of go on with the synergies things. He said it was a slow switcher economy for Q3, but T-Mobile continues to thrive. They're doing big numbers even in a transition year. Found switchers within the company. In my opinion, I think they were able to do a pretty good job of transitioning customers from prepaid and Metro onto the postpaid side where they're more profitable and they can generate more revenue. Eugene continued to be worried about AT&T and Verizon. That seems to be something he can't shake. It's more of a John Leisure thing that's like residual. He actually spent more time talking about Verizon DSS than his own low-band 5G. And he also tried to spend a lot of time poo-pooing Verizon's 5G ultra-wideband, trying to rationalize it as not really being available and on and on and on. But, and I wish they would go away from that. I wish they would just focus on their own because they had a lot of positive energy and good things to report. But again, like I said, these are residual things that John used to do back in the day. He probably feels like it's still necessary for him to do that. I wish he'd give it up and just move on from it, but that's his business. He spoke to the T-Vision launch, the TV service pain points, and so on. He called it a stellar quarter. Eugene really tried to drive home to investors that they should have confidence in investing in the company. Specifically, numbers for the wireless side, almost 700,000 postpaid ads. I think they did 689,000. Churn rate for postpaid was 0.9. I have no idea how they did that. It almost doesn't even seem to make sense. We've seen a lot of people switching from Sprint. I'm just surprised to see it this low. I have no idea how they pulled this off or how they massaged those numbers. If they just kept the Sprint customers off of it, I don't know. Anyways, the churn for prepaid was pretty good actually as well. 2.86 for prepaid is pretty good. They added 56,000 prepaid customers. They are now officially at or above, I think, 100 million customers as a company. Industry leaders now 23 quarters in a row in customers added. Total revenue was at $19 billion, service revenue $14 billion. Free cash flow has increased, and it should continue to increase through the rest of your guidance. So AT&T added 452,000 postpaid, Verizon added 283,000, Charter 363,000, Comcast 187,000, to show you where T-Mobile's almost 700,000 ranks. All right, so that's kind of like the numbers game a little bit. I'll just change over to this one as well if you're interested in taking a look there. Some other information that we got, some questions were being asked, and Eugene and Neville got to speak to this a little bit. And also the Peter Osvaldik guy, their financial person that replaced Braxton, also spoke. But Eugene Seaver admitted that the public doesn't get the mid-band thing. They don't really understand what 2.5 gigahertz is. Eventually, people will have to pay attention, is what he was quoted. He said their friends will tell them about it and get jealous. He said they had the best in industry postpaid churn. Again, like I said, I have no idea how they did that based on the numbers we were getting on people switching from retail. I just don't understand, because not every Sprint customer is happy to become a T-Mobile customer, and that's expected. So I'm not really sure how they did this. They showed... numbers showed big in AT&T and Verizon. They all added. In fact, their ads, I think, that was like 1+ million subscribers. I mean, that's not even counting big cable MVNO. You throw in another 500,000 subscribers from them, or even more. So, yeah, I don't know. Mike continued to talk about switching is down. I disagree. Switching seems to be up. Highest growth in our history. We are a connections company, not a media company. I was kind of glad he said that. That's really good. I'm glad to hear it, because they're getting into TV, and you don't want to lose focus on your core business. We've seen what's happened to AT&T in that realm. So it looks like T-Mobile's going to stay to their roots in being a dedicated wireless service provider. I think this is the last one here that kind of covers the financials, so I'll leave this here for you as well. Neville came out and spoke to the pace, and he spoke to the acceleration when asked about the network. Migrations are at 15% of Sprint customers have been moved over to T-Mobile. He spoke to the decom and the integration. He said expect, a majority of the moves to happen as of 2021. The decom is ahead of pace. And then Eugene kind of interrupted. The network will have enough capacity to serve home internet, but he would not give an exact date when 5G would become a part of the network access for home internet. So it looks like that will eventually happen, but we didn't get any details on it. So, but he did say that there would be enough capacity for 5G for home internet for sure. Word is, and this is kind of a contentious thing. I think this is kind of crazy to report this. T-Mobile hasn't paid for Discovery Channel access on T-Vision, and the Discovery CEO actually tweeted about this. And then Mike indirectly answered to this, saying that that is not the case. They said they have been paying all their contracts. I have no idea what's going on there. That is a really strange situation. I'll check into that. We'll see what happens. Walt Pychek actually chimed in, asked a question to Neville about synergies. He said how many Sprint sites will survive the integration process, how many Sprint customers will eventually be switched over, and so on. 35,000 sites would be decommed. I think 12 to 13,000 would be kept. So that gives you an idea of where they're going to be in total sites and how they're going to be massaging that. Mike interrupted again before Neville could speak. Neville wants to set a goal, I think, for having about 82 to 83,000 sites total for the network. This means about 10 to 15,000 sites will be added as new over this, over the pre-existing coverage that doesn't exist now, whether it's from the Sprint or the T-Mobile side. So that being said, 2022 appears to be a logical year. Neville spoke to that as a legitimate time frame for the completion of the decom process and full integration of the network. So, but he did say expect solid gains in those areas in 2021. So again, Mike came in talking about Sprint customers and how they're being taken care of better at T-Mobile. Again, definitely not the case all the time. It's been a completely mixed bag. Saying that they're getting better customer experience, that's not the case from all the customers. So just putting it out there. Eugene kept talking about how switching is muted. That's simply not the case. Customers are moving big. Every contact I have in retail and wireless says that customers are moving around. There is switching. So I don't know if he just means like it's not anything abnormal and it's just the usual. But he said that he doesn't think that switching is a big thing right now, and he describes it as being the same as last year. I just don't know how this could be the case, given the current pandemic situation with the economy and then people looking for better deals, or if they're having trouble with Sprint, T-Mobile access and switching, undoubtedly there's going to be switchers. So I'm just not really sure what he means by that. Anyways, I wanted to give you all a really good objective, collection of things that the company had in the earnings call, the things they spoke to, all these different metrics. Let me just say this. T-Mobile appears to have had an amazing quarter, a very good one. AT&T had a very good one. Verizon had a good one. It seems like the economy is bouncing back for them. People want to spend money with the carriers. They want to pay their bills. They want to upgrade phones. The iPhone's going to be a big piece of Q4. T-Mobile's now got these synergies they're going to capitalize on. They basically swallowed another company. They've taken on that additional revenue. So imagine you've literally taken one of the 4 major carriers in the U.S. and you've just added it to a company. They are going to definitely benefit. That is a lot of revenue. And it looks like they're profitable and they're increasing their ARPU, which is great because they can continue to invest in their network, which it looks like they're doing. And I just did a prediction video. I said T-Mobile would continue to be thriving when it comes to network performance. In areas where they bolster the 2.5 gigahertz, they will have huge metrics and network performance. I still stand by that. I still think that will be the case. How fast the integration process goes, how fast they build new sites, and they kind of work on the network in terms of coverage gaps, that remains to be seen. But all good news from the T-Mobile side. All things are looking rosy and pink for the Magenta carrier. Love to hear what you have to say. Let me know what you think. Comment down in the comment section below. The voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard. Thank you for taking this opportunity to watch the SMT YouTube channel. If you appreciated this video, give it a like and a share to all your favorite social media platforms. Thank you in advance for that. Also, check out some of the links in the description box. We have the SMT Patreon page. We also have the Twitter handle @SneedTech. And do check out the audio-only podcast available on all the major podcast platforms. And if you are new and have not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and activate the bell notification icon so you never miss an upload from the SMT. We'll catch you on the next video. Peace.